Hello, welcome back, Steve's Corner. First they came for. Hey man, I don't know if any of y'all have heard that little poem or prose or whatever they call it. It's written by a German priest back after the Second World War. I don't remember his name right offhand. His last name something like Mueller or something. I can't remember right offhand. But it was talking about the Holocaust and everything that the Jews had went through back during that time. And it goes something similar like, first they came for the communists. I didn't say anything because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the Jews. I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for me and there was nobody left to say anything. It's something like that. There's a big well, they got an inscription of it up at the National Holocaust Museum up here in DC. I think it's an important thing to keep in mind. I'm not saying we're anything like Germany back in the 30s, but I can see signs now that are awful similar. Awful similar. They didn't start out straight killing Jews, putting them in camps. They started bad-mouthing them and running them off and everything else first. But the Jews weren't the first person they started with. They started with, people that were talking out against the administration and stuff like that. Sort of like what we got going on now, And, it doesn't, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow creep to that kind of devious and madness is what happens. And I think we're in the beginnings of it, and it worries me. Who's to say that, tomorrow they might turn all that hatred over on me? I think people need to start stepping up and calling that madness and lunacy out, because there's just no telling where it's going to end. The best time to stop it is when it's beginning. It seems like every day I see something new on there about how bad things are getting for the Jewish people. They shut down the Golden Gate Bridge the other day. They had a big going on last night, and flowers flew in my daggone tea. Had a big happenings in New York last night. I think they arrested 130 some people or something in a rally they had there. It was a anti-Jewish rally, anti-Semitic or whatever. We got people in our own daggone Congress that daggone or would rather see Israel to be just totally destroyed. They're calling for it. That happened back here just before the Second World War too. We had a boatload of Jewish people offshore, and America wouldn't let them come here. It's starting to spread too. I just seen a video of a daggone cop in London threatening to arrest a guy because he looked Jewish. We've had a lot of that stuff going on the past 20 years or so. And it seems to be getting worse and worse. And I hate it. It's worrisome. There's no telling where it could lead to. They start out slow. What's that old saying they got about cooking a frog? You put him in a pot of water and just slowly turn the daggone temperature up. Before you know it, he's cooked. And there's no telling who they're going to cook next. We're getting ready to go through some tough times, I fear. And people are going to start regular, everyday, normal people are going to have to start standing out and pushing back against that stuff. The government, if you're waiting on them, Doc, you're screwing up. They ain't going to do a thing about it. Lip service is all they good for. But, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, listen, y'all take care of yourselves. I'm gonna see if I can't run over to a little pond down the road here and see if I can't catch a handful of little panfish, a few brim. But y'all take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to y'all later.